So Aries, so for you, the full moon on August 12th is taking place in your 5th and 11th house. The sun in Leo and the moon in Aquarius. The Grand Cross in your 2nd, 5th, 8th, and 11th houses, which involve the North Node, 17 degrees, Uranus, 18 degrees, Mars, 25 degrees in Taurus, ruling over your 2nd house, the sun in Leo, ruling over your 5th house, the South Node in Scorpio, ruling over your 8th house, and the moon, 24 degrees, and conjunct Saturn retrograde, 22 degrees in Aquarius, ruling over your 11th house. The T-squares are portions of the Grand Cross that give further details, chunking the square aspects within the Grand Cross, entailing more specifics and key insights. We have a bisextile with Black Moon Lilith, 13 degrees, 4th house Cancer. Then Mercury is 12 degrees in the 6th house of Virgo, and the South Node 17 degrees, 8th house Scorpio for you, Aries. And then also included with Black Moon Lilith and Mercury is the North Node, 17 degrees Taurus, 2nd house. Finally, the last bisextile is with Mars, 25 degrees Taurus, 2nd house, Neptune, 24 degrees, retrograde Pisces, 12th house, and Pluto, 26 degrees retrograde Capricorn, 10th house. So now for the evolutionary astrological highlight, I chose this lunation cycle and this aspect according to just picking out a planet or a few planets that are making an aspect. So the new phase, 40 degree novile aspect between 48 degree. I put right here 4 and then 8 degree retrograde, which 4 is Jupiter, because I'm trying to use the signs within my notes. See, this is for you. I had wrote my prediction down with all of my notes here, and I find this easier for me to do and more helpful right now because I'm learning evolutionary astrology in depth, and until I can really pull up a chart and not be distracted because I'm filming, where I can really look into a chart and be relaxed and make a prediction, this is what I'm doing for now, because I can create more detailed insight, more intuitive insight by just not recording and just going in, and from the knowledge I've gained and my intuition, what I see in the chart, I can write down and use some of like my notes from like my books and everything. Not that I, use plagiarism or anything like that. No, I'm just more relaxed and I don't feel rushed when I'm recording. Until I can get to that point where I can pull up a chart and just clearly look, then I won't need to take notes. But the notes help me because it gives me more practice. So I feel like I'm drawing a stronger connection with astrology that way. So we have here, within the new phase cycle, the new phase lunation cycle, we have a 40 degree novile aspect between Jupiter, 8 degrees retrograde in Aries, your 1st house, and Uranus, 18 degrees retrograde Taurus, your 2nd house. The novile aspect is a gestation process where self-discovery emerges and bizarre experiences occur. Jupiter, 8 degrees retrograde, is internalizing the spiritual direction that is going to lead you to a place of freedom, liberation, and the ability to pioneer a new path. North Node, 17 degrees Taurus. Because Mars, 25 degrees Taurus, and North Node, 17 degrees Taurus are conjunct Uranus, 18 degrees Taurus, their energy or influence is prevalent within this, quote, new phasal novile aspect. So it is safe to say that there is a spiritual awakening within your physicality that is triggering, Mars being the trigger, your soul to break through the fixity, Uranus 18 degrees Taurus, of self-limiting constructs. This evolutionary intention's bottom line is becoming aware that an increase in self-worth is coming to the forefront, and it's significantly personal in its raw essence. Okay, so now on to the further prediction. So, the full moon for you, Aries, on the 12th. There's a culmination of energy or intention occurring with the full moon taking place within your 5th and 11th houses. The sun is in your 5th house at 19 degrees Leo, and the moon is in your 11th house, conjunct Saturn at 22 degrees retrograde. In the energy of Aquarius, how you identify yourself amongst the collective has reached a peak realization. You've had strong emotions / feelings around what has made you feel stable and secure regarding the role you play in society. Saturn 22 degrees retrograde signifies that you're approaching the tail end of a valuable lesson culminating. Because the sun is in Leo 5th house and moon 24 degrees Aquarius conjunct Saturn 22 degrees retrograde, you are being forced to make necessary changes that will help you align with the goals of humanity, 11th house. Also, Aquarius here is representing isolating one's self inwardly in order to hold on to a pre-existing egocentric forcefulness of one's own will. The 5th house, authenticity and marching at the beat of one's own drum, is under the magnifying glass because Jupiter is your 1st house, house of self, 8 degrees retrograde, having you integrate some lessons that are vital to your personal growth in order to gain balance with your will and desires and the needs of the collective, humanity. 11th house, Aquarius. The full moon illuminates this notion as well as Jupiter. Jupiter 22 degrees retrograde is also helping to decondition by applying its energy to help build a stronger, long-lasting self-identity. Sun 19 degrees Leo 5th house. Saturn has been helping you build a more authentic version of yourself that aligns with what humanity 11th house needs from you so you can comply, and by doing so you will be able to liberate Aquarius yourself and pass an evolutionary gate so the soul can immerse itself in society with ease and generate balance and harmony within society. So your 5th, 11th, 2nd, and 8th houses are on a grand cross. These houses pertain to all the fixed signs, so there will be quite an impact of catalyzing change that is induced by pressure from the universe to bend. These fixed areas of your life, your chart, your astrological chart, your blueprint, need to be more flexible at this time. The nodes are involved, North Node 17 degrees Taurus and South Node 17 degrees Scorpio, 2nd and 8th house dynamics here. To boot, the full moon is involved 5th house, Sun 19 degrees Leo and moon 24 degrees conjunct Saturn 22 degrees retrograde Aquarius 11th house. On the North Node we have Uranus 18 degrees Taurus and Mars 25 degrees Taurus. So the North Node 17 degrees is by far the most significant part or focus in one's chart, because that's where the soul is trying to arrive or manifest. Uranus is trying to tower out any unhealthy patterning in regards to self-containment. Taurus ruling your 2nd house is also about being resourceful. Uranus and Mars are wanting to perhaps help you become more independent in one's own ability or skills to manifest. Aside from needing someone outside of yourself, South Node 17 degrees Scorpio 8th house Mars is helping to separate from unhealthy power dynamics with others, and Uranus is helping to liberate and free you from unhealthy power dynamics with others. Mars and Uranus are helping to actualize your North Node by destroying and separating what no longer serves you, figuratively. To put it all together, this Grand Cross is increasing your soul's value by applying pressure and agitating or catalyzing necessary purification that liberates one's self from old karmic chains that inhibit self-worth. Mars is cutting old karmic ties, and Uranus is blowing them up so you can see your North Node. And throughout this process, you're beginning to understand who your authentic self is or has evolved into. Influencing balance within relationships and a sense of inner security that is not found outside of oneself. Black Moon Lilith 13 degrees Cancer 4th house, semi-sextile Mercury 12 degrees Virgo 6th house, trine South Node 17 degrees Scorpio 8th house is a bisextile between the three energies. Black Moon Lilith and South Node are understanding the detailed shadow dynamics that have been conjured up by one's upbringing, ancestry, intimacy, and deeply rooted family karma. Because there is a harmonious flow between these energies, tells me that maybe successful shadow work has been understood and integrated in one's life as a ritual or practice daily. 6th house of routine. And because the 6th house is ruled by Virgo and Mercury is the planet residing or connecting the shadow work, one could use this matriarchal wisdom as a medicine, Virgo, to help others via Mercury communication, teaching in details that penetrate. Mars 25 degrees conjunct Uranus 18 degrees conjunct North Node 17 degrees Taurus 2nd house is semi-sextile Neptune 24 degrees retrograde Pisces 12th house, trine Pluto 26 degrees retrograde Capricorn 10th house. This bisextile includes these main planetary energies in a balsamic phase, so that tells me there is a new intention on the horizon. So a bisextile is a harmonious aspect that requires a bit of effort, in this case, one might say, acceptance, because the North Node is important here. Pluto in Capricorn 10th is helping one to understand the necessary impact of Mars conjunct Uranus on top of the North Node. It's as if Pluto is orchestrating this matter between Mars and Uranus on the North Node in order to transform the direction of one's true path or calling in life. And Neptune 24 degrees retrograde Pisces 12th house is acting as somewhat of a guide or a mediator, because the principle here is to ultimately merge with the collective consciously, because Saturn 22 degrees retrograde Aquarius 11th house is following behind. So this is a subconscious realization surfacing into one's conscience in order to understand the deeper meaning of the connection to the collective spiritual DNA. Now for the final bisextile, we have Black Moon Lilith 13 degrees Cancer 4th house, semi-sextiling the trine between Venus 12 degrees Virgo 6th house and North Node 17 degrees Taurus 2nd house. This is signifying the soul to step forward in its power as a healer or teach or perhaps leader, or even all of the above. Virgo 6th house with Mercury expresses communicating or teaching, which can carry a medicinal quality that can help others build inner security. Semi-sextile Black Moon Lilith 13 degrees Cancer 4th house. Your upbringing has taught you how to create a spiritual practice, Virgo 6th house, regarding a matriarchal wisdom that is primitive, right brain. Black Moon Lilith 13 degrees Cancer 4th, in which you can counsel or teach others with Mercury, Virgo 6th house involved, and this is what is part of your path towards your North Node 17 degrees Taurus 2nd house. Doing this can provide you with wealth, and it also is your gift to give back or provide to the collective. So that's what I have for your full moon prediction. I hope you enjoyed that. I think it takes me around right now 3 hours to successfully create a horoscope for each sign regarding a full or new moon. So, and this is my first time doing it this way, so once I learn, it will probably take less time. So anyways, now we can, here's my deck. Let me pull the cards. Usually I do 12 card spread. This time I'm going to pull out 12 cards, and then I'm going to shuffle those 12 cards, and then I'm going to use 6 of them. And I'm going to do the same for the new moon. And I don't know how I'm going to do this yet, because I actually want to, I mean, if I had all of my horoscopes done and my predictions done, instead of just, you know, like, creating the content without doing each sign for the tarot, I wanted to, you know, pull, because then the new moon I'm going to do closer to the end of the month. This is a full moon, but my idea was to, you know, pull my 12 cards and then shuffle again and choose 6 for whichever comes first, whether it be the full or the new. And with the other horoscope, I wanted to use those other 6 cards, whether it be the full or the new. So that's how I wanted to do the tarot. But anyways, so I'm just gonna pull 12 cards, and then you shuffle those and then pull 6 out of those 12 for now. That's what I'm gonna do. And basically it's gonna be the same, but it's gonna be a little bit shortened. But at the end, I'm gonna look at the color that stands out to me and give a closing oracle. So I got 1, here, since these cards are so pretty, I'm just gonna show you them. So that's the first card up, and here's the second card up. This is pretty fun. And then here's the third card up.